You a Star Wars fan? Because you'll be amazed at number one, that a lot of women might be into the shit that you're into, but you're so worried about her judging you that you don't give it half a chance. But also some of the things that you're not into, you'll be amazed at how women would want to get into it because they want to get closer to you.
A lot of times they say shit like, "Oh, I'm free on weekends," or I'm usually free on Thursdays," or whatever the hell. So if it makes sense, then I schedule a date.
If she really liked you from the get-go, there would be no reward system you would have to look for to do anything for, right? Because it would automatically be there, And I like to do this in conversations sometimes. When you're speaking with somebody and you'll hear a girl say something like, "I'll never do this," or "I don't like this," or "I don't like that." And then you'll notice, you'll say, "Nah, I kind of like it. I like it when blah, blah, blah." And she's like, well, yeah, when you say it like that, I like it, and it's just kind of like, yeah, you switched up awfully fast for somebody that just really said they don't like something. And so, there's always been clues out there for fellas to understand, like, yo, if they really like you, they will change their whole political party.
They're not giving her real instruction. They're not letting her know what it really is. And most dudes don't do it. Most dudes don't say what it is because they're afraid to hear no, or they're afraid to bring up sex too early and all of this and all of that. But the bottom line is this. Either, again, and somebody said it, either she's feeling you or she's not. You understand? Either she's feeling you or she's not. We got to stop all this nonsense, man. Guys are too afraid to hear no, and it's like I'd rather hear no than to waste 2, 3, 4 dates and time spent, money spent, and all this other shit just to find out that you wasn't feeling me any damn way. You see what I'm saying? But so with me, first date is cool. If you don't want to do it on the first date, no problem. You could be on your period or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that could be off on the first date, right? It doesn't matter. But second date, you gotta know what it
is. For me, I like exclusive vagina to me. And that's because I don't want to catch nothing to have my later years messed up. And I like to stroke without no condom on. It feels great.
No.
So I like it.
So you like to be hugged by the sugar walls? You like to be hugged?
Yeah. I like that velvet, plush velvet. The smoothness. So,
but even then, Jay Roman, I hear you.
He don't get up for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the reason is because he has to conserve his energy to do 3 full workouts a day up until his competition date. You understand? So when he's in season, he literally just works out as hard as he can. Then he sits on the couch and his wife brings him everything. The only thing she don't do is fucking piss for him, right? So what I'm saying is, it's one thing to have a wife that does it, because you said earlier, these were the words you used. You said a woman who says, "Oh, I rock with this dude, so I don't mind doing this." But see, it's a difference between a woman who doesn't mind and a woman who cheerfully wants to do it. Understand the position of a simp. Make sure you understand the position of a friend zone nigga. Make sure you understand that a man doesn't do anything for nothing. You understand? So run the game, be careful, and do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's the right there, Jay Roman. And that's the problem. Your main chick should always be prioritized over all the new chicks. Right? The new chicks should not get preferential treatment. Right? So what would make it difficult for a lot of women is if you're giving girlfriend treatment to the new chick. Right? So this is why when you very first meet women, you have to establish boundaries and parameters where they got to earn everything. So that way, when the main chick is with you and she knows you're dealing with new women, she knows they have to go through the gauntlet too. They just don't get shit quicker. Like
labyrinth, streets be the maze. Hosts on the mic, carry K set in the blaze. Sagging, Miles Cunham with the game so tight. J. Roman lit the torch, keeping it right. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law. Carry K drops jewels, the crowd enthralled. Words cut deep, no need for brawls. Miles Cunningham, tactic sharp like a dagger. Navigates the game, makes the haters stagger. Journey to manhood, no easy feat. Lessons from the masters, words concrete. J. Roman with the keys, opens the door. Manhood's the path, gotta crave for more. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law.
Jay Roman, I don't know what's up with the homie, but so fellas, I got some bad news, and I got a little bit of news next to that that's kind of bad too. But then right after that, I got some real okay news. So real quick, before we get into any of that, how to keep a sexual relationship from turning into a boyfriend audition. Again, how to keep a sexual relationship from turning into a boyfriend audition. Now, let me shout out some individuals. Wicked Scorpion, what's up, fam? Appreciate you for falling through. Unique 79, Dukalux, Mark Tavius, Danny P. Who else we got up in here? High Profile, BD, Jillian. Who else we got? Frankie Shy. Boxing Plug, Dave, what's good, fam? June Sports, what's good with you? What's up with you? Joe Blast, what's up with you? Man, it's good to see some of my day ones up in here, man. I love to see that. What's good with you, Jay Roman? What's up, A? What's good with you, Jay Roman?
Oh, I'm good. Can is the volume
Alrighty.
okay? I know sometimes.
Yeah, I got you. So, real quick, before we continue, right, I know some of y'all gonna be very, very disappointed. Miles can't be here today. That's the bad news. And the bad news right next to that bad news, because he can't be here today, the phone line is absent right along with him. But the kind of okay news is me and Jay Roman are here. Jay Roman and I are here.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the echo.
You're hearing the
Is
echo?
it just me?
I don't hear it. Do you hear it when I talk, or do you hear it when you talk?
Nah, you sound a little robotic.
So it's me?
Nah, it gotta be me. Let me relog on.
Hey, can y'all attest to the volume? Can y'all attest to the volume? Is the volume okay? Y'all hearing any echoes, any weird sounds? No, are both of us zagging at the same time?
No.
All right, y'all can. Hey, say let them zag in peace.
There we go.
It ain't never peaceful. Okay, so look, we're just gonna get into this. Okay, so again, what are we talking about? How to keep a sexual relationship from turning into a boyfriend audition. Now, here's my caveat before I get into this, because I want guys to understand. If you're seeing a young lady, and if over time you identify that this young woman is somebody that you want to date, you want to date a little more seriously, you want to get to know, her beyond just the bedroom, there is nothing wrong with that. I just want to be clear, right? Because I ain't got no problem with marriages, relationships, or any of that. But what's happening, based on what we're seeing, the calls that we take, some of the questions that are being asked, is a lot of guys, you have no organization to how you date. And the problem with being disorganized is the woman's emotions and your emotions are allowed to run rampant throughout the interaction. And you can't have that, right? If you think about relationships, any relationship, when they talk about like the honeymoon phase or the new car smell, right? That's usually right before real life situations begin to happen. And then you begin to see the other side of people, the moody side of people, the irritable side of people, how people act when they're frustrated and all that. But also, you just see the emotional side of people. The problem with a lot of you guys is y'all jumpstart the emotions way too soon, right? By how you're moving and with the lack of organization. So when we talk about how to keep a sexual relationship from turning into a boyfriend audition, the moment you introduce a bunch of non-sexual intimacy, energy, effort, affection, what's going to happen is the woman is going to look at that situation differently. Now, this is assuming, though, I want to be clear, J. Roman, I want to be clear. This is assuming that she was sexually attracted to you to begin with. Okay, that dynamic has to exist, right? I want guys to understand. There has to be a dynamic where there is mutual sexual attraction, right? And or you guys are already having sex and there's mutual enjoyment or compatibility with the sex, right? So that has to be there, right? I'm not talking about when you meet a chick and you trying to figure out what's going. No. There's already a mutual understanding that sex is either gonna happen or it's happening. But you, the guy, you're doing things to basically hinder a smooth operating relationship. But go ahead, Jay Roman. You want to jump in, babe? Or jump in?
No, I really like this subject. Man, I'm getting an echo. I really like this subject, but however, I was not great at it. Anybody else hearing an echo when it comes to me? I might need to redo some things. This is irritating.
Can you still hear it?
I can hear myself.
You hear me? Oh, okay,
I'm
so
just hearing
let me do this
twice.
Let me mute myself and then you talk and see if you still hear the echo.
All right. Okay. Yeah. It's a little bit. It's on me. I'm about to do something different. I'm gonna just talk through it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, because nobody else is hearing it, but I understand on your end it gets distracting. So I know what you're going through, fam.
So I was never great at this initially because even though we might have started just hanging out, after a while, I'm like, you cool? I'm cool. Let's go spend a little more time. And even though I wasn't spending time with that one person exclusively, it painted a picture for them that I was. Man, this echo is horrible. Man, I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, go ahead and do your thing.
Hold on, I'll be right back, brother.
All right, do your thing. All right, so while Jay Roman is handling that, let me jump in here real quick. And I just want to, let me show y'all something real quick. I'm going to hit y'all with this banner. I'm not showing y'all no videos and shit like that, so we're not doing that today. But I do want to show y'all this, though, right? And what I want to talk about is structure, right? The arrangement of interrelations between the parts or elements of something complex. When we talk about complex, what's complex?
Yeah, right.
Humans, right? When we talk about humans' emotions, right? The human emotion is very complex, right? So we need structure to contain it so motherfuckers aren't running wild, okay? 2, construct or arrange according to a plan. Gentlemen, you need a plan. Give a pattern or organization to. The pattern is consistency. Right? The organization is the plan. Is making sure that when you invite women in, that you have a plan for the role that woman is going to play in your life to eliminate the likelihood that you have unwanted issues with emotions. But go ahead, Jay Roland. Finish what you were saying.
Yeah. So no, I found the cause of my initial problems when it came to this subject. A lot of times, a lot of individuals will lie to themselves, right? They'll go into a situation saying, "Oh, we just friends. None of this, we just hanging out. I ain't want no boyfriend, friend. I don't want no girlfriend." Man, I gotta log out. Man. I can't do this. I'll be right back, Zach. I'm Zacking.
Okay. All right. Do your thing. Do your thing, man. Hey, real quick. Also, Jay Roman, you have on the back end, you have 2 joints that you're presenting. You might want to get rid of one of them. It could be that you got both of them because you got 2 joints. So let me remove you from the joint and just come back in.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, hold on, guys. Give me a second. All right, cool. All right. So let's get back to this. Structure, right? Construct or arrange according to a plan. Give a pattern or an organization to. Real quick. If y'all have, hold on, let me do this real quick. If y'all have any questions, put a Q in the chat followed by your questions. Hold on, let me add the homie back. All right, go ahead, speak. See if
Yeah.
you're good.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
Are you hearing me okay?
Yeah, I got
Okay,
you. I
cool.
got you.
Cool. That's fixed.
Yeah,
It.
it sounds better.
It.
Because
Yeah.
on my end, I could hear your voice. It didn't sound. It sounds almost like it was dragging, like you were groggy or something.
Right.
That's what it sounded like. All
Right.
right, cool. So finish what you were saying, fam. You got it.
No, a lot of times I wasn't great at this. I would just kind of go with the flow, right? So you meet somebody, y'all hanging out. Of course, y'all both sexually attracted to each other. Things go down, and pretty much you say to yourself, "Yo, let's do this again." So you start hanging out with the person, and your timetable for them, as far as your availability, starts to get more and more because you're kind of enjoying hanging out. The person seems kind of cool. Even though initially that's not what you wanted. You didn't want a girlfriend boyfriend situation. You just kind of wanted just to have some relations and be cool with each other. But then you just kind of let things flow, and the next thing you know, you hear that, "What are we?" Or you hear like, "Hey, some discussion." Or a lot of times they kind of force their hand a little bit because women are very smart. I don't know why dudes don't understand this sometimes. They very smart. So they'll put you in a situation. Yeah, they'll put you in a situation where it's like there's another dude, right? And they don't really like this dude or nothing. They kind of want you to step up. And so they'll put this little situation with another dude, which makes you think, "Oh, okay, I better step up before I lose this situation." And it's not originally what you wanted. It's nothing that you really wanted to commit to at the time. You just wanted this one thing. And now you're in a relationship. And I think that happens a lot. You get moved to a relationship without really looking at the person like you wanted one. Half the time is you're kind of lying to yourself.
Bro,
a lot of guys.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
When I was younger, like maybe like 19, 20, bro, I'm guilty of that. Getting sucked in and shit.
Yeah, and a lot of guys, we lie to ourselves because we're not calculated because you don't have a set program yet for yourself. You don't know yourself just yet. And when that happens is you go with the flow a little more often until you're forced with your hand. Then on top of that, if you don't know what you really want, when things are presented for you, you're always going to take the easy way out instead of making that hard decision in the sand. Like, hey, you know what? Nah, I gotta let you go. This is not where I wanted to go. But nah, that's not what you're thinking about. You're thinking about how last night y'all was drinking, having fun, laughing, talking, drunk it up. Your boys came through and she brought some more of her friends over and all y'all we had a great time. And next thing you know, she's waking up in your bed. You didn't even send her home. And she's like, "What are you doing today?" I was gonna go do this. Then she bring you some Nikes or some, she cooking food in the kitchen, and you're like, "Oh, this is not bad." this is not bad. What is okay? I could kick it with you a little bit, but I forgot to vet. I forgot to see who she's truly like. I forgot a whole bunch of stuff. We haven't been through a lot of things yet, but because she's just cool, and things are fun, we move on.
There. Cool
we
and
move
fun.
on, and then later on, you complain about this bitch. This chick don't this. No, but yeah, it was really your fault because you didn't really have a plan for yourself for her to join.
Yep. But also what happens is, and again, every guy is guilty of this shit. Guys, every guy's guilty of this. Every guy. Now, if you're in your 30s and you're in 40s and it's still happening to you, grow the fuck up, right? But when we're younger, we don't know nothing, or we think our way is the best way. Let me figure out my shit my way. And then we all fuck up. To Jay Rumman's point, bro, I know a lot of people, I know a lot of guys who said, man, I'm going to be out here just running through them. That's what they say, Jay. I'm going to be out here just running through them. Man, you got to beat them off me with a stick. I'm going to be running through them. That's what they say. And then they meet that one chick. Oh, this is cool. Man, she little mama cool. Then before you know it, a year later, she pregnant. They in a full-fledged relationship. And then they look up, how do we fucking get here? But also to your point, if guys pay attention, after about a month or 2 or 3, what usually happens? The girl is, so you going out with your friends again? So do y'all have girls around y'all? Then the questions come, right? And then what are we exactly? What are we doing? And usually women ask, what are we? Exceptions aside, but usually women ask that because there's some inconsistencies in what you guys are doing versus what you said it was going to be.
Yeah.
Right? So when we talk about how to keep a sexual relationship from turning into a boyfriend audition, bro, I had a sexual relationship that lasted 3 years. 3 years. Now, after about 2 or 3 months in, she never asked me, Carrie, what is this? What are we doing? Because I made it clear what it was. But what she did do, which this will happen, because she already knows what it is, and because there's consistency to what you guys are doing, that doesn't stop a woman from still falling for you or still liking you more than even she thought she would. So what the young lady did, she came to me, Jay, and she said, Carrie, I know what we talked about. I know this is just a casual thing for you, but I just want you to know I have feelings. In fact, my feelings for you are a little deeper than I would like to admit. And I told her, I said, yo, I appreciate you telling me, but just understand they won't be reciprocated because how things are right now is the way they gotta be. and she took it.
That's a hard line.
She took it. She took it, and then she stayed. And this was a couple months in. 2 years, 6 months later, or whatever the fuck it was, she was still there, bro. She was still there. But here's the key, though. The key was I stuck to the script. But also, Jay, once she told me how she was starting to feel, I paid even more attention to what I was doing. Like, all right, let me make sure I'm not giving her a reason to believe she can have more, because once you do that, this is what guys don't understand. And shout out to women, you gotta love them. But this is what guys don't understand. Once you get their feelings in it, and they start to feel away, and then when they're left holding the boo-boo end of the stick, they're gonna blame you for it, although they could have took themselves out of the game. Like, you know what? My emotions are getting out of hand. He's clearly being inconsistent with what he's doing. Let me just leave him alone. And that's what women could do. And sometimes they will do that. But other times, they're going to battle you guys on, what is this? What are we? Go ahead, fam.
Yeah, just a note, Jillian T, if you have any questions for K Zag and Jay Roman, put a Q before that question in the chat. We don't have the phone lines today, so please ask the questions throughout what we're doing right now, so we can answer them and make sure that we stay attentive to that. But I'm gonna keep repeating this. I still feel like when I look back, everything was my fault that happened. Right? I didn't have my car keyed. I didn't had the windows broken. I didn't have tires flattened. I didn't have stalkers follow me and just weird stuff. But when I look back, it wasn't that I was initially lying to anybody. It was just that at that time I wasn't moving like a man. At that time I was enjoying myself with no regards to anything else. Right. So, they were staying the night. I wouldn't let them stay more than 3 nights. Now, if you lived in town, you could only stay the night. But if if you came from out of town, I'll let you stay the weekend. Right. But my thing was like, let's have fun. Let's enjoy it. I was giving them a lot of non-sexual boyfriend attention in between the times, right? And I was greedy. I ain't gonna lie, I was greedy, right? So I'm after smacking that night, I'm like, well, shoot, come 12 o'clock, I'm gonna want to do this again. So let's, she'd be like, oh, I'll cook some dinner. Okay, well, I'm about to run over here. Can I roll? Yeah, you can roll. Let's go. When I come back in this place, okay, we know what's gonna happen. And then oh, I'll cook you dinner. Okay, cool with me, right? So I was just enjoying the moment, enjoying the time with no regards, but it did send a message. And I had to learn that lesson over and over and over again, to the point where I started preaching, hey, we just friends, right? We just friends, right? Yeah, we just friends. I have never had one woman that was able to keep that statement.
Oh yeah.
Most and stick to it, right?
Yeah. It get like that, though.
It stick to it. So it was kind of funny to me but that was my responsibility. And I don't think guys really understand that it is your responsibility. You can't say as a man, I am a leader, and then don't lead in any situation. You got to lead in all situations. I was immature. I was not moving as a man then, but I quickly learned, after you get your car keyed and windows broken and stuff, and you come out and your tires are all flat, you got to understand, like, hey, I'm doing something wrong around here. Something ain't right.
Well, I didn't have any property damage, but I did have my fair of stalkers, though.
Yeah.
I've had to change my number a couple of times. Bro, shit got wild, bro. Like, I
refuse to change my number. I had too many of them that knew that number. So I ain't changing my number.
It was getting crazy, bro. I would block, and whoever it was, oh my God, bro, the shit got mad crazy. And then I started getting calls at the job, like, cause I had my own phone, not just because whoever it was, they called the main company. They somehow, they just found me, dog, and just started blowing up the work phone too, dog. I'm like, God damn, bro. Yeah, it was horrible, bro. So that's why, and this is the thing. This is why when guys are all enamored with a woman being all emotional, oh, she always wants to see me. She always wants to be up under me. Bro, you and I know where that could possibly lead to. Especially, and here's the key, and this is where a lot of guys get themselves caught up. Especially if you start to pull back because the girl is too clingy or needy or possessive, but yet you want to keep fucking with her, but you start to pull back some of that non-sexual shit you was doing.
Right.
Oh, bro, they gonna fight. Oh, women ain't gonna let you do that. And that's what guys don't understand. Guys, once you introduce that non-sexual shit, women ain't gonna let you take it back. Because I keep telling you guys, that non-sexual shit is super important to women. This is why women will put guys in a friend zone. Okay, this is why women will give you the misleading impression that sex is possible, all the while soaking, that non-sexual energy and attention and effort out of you. Okay, this is why women will go out on dates with guys and they really don't like the guy, because that non-sexual energy. Women need that. It's important. Now, here's the thing. I want to be clear. Both men and women feed off of it. Even men. You know, like Jay Roman was saying, laid up with a chick, cuddling. Men like that shit. I don't like really cuddling like that, but the rest of you niggas cuddle away, right? But men like that energy too. Being around a very attractive woman, she smells good, she's very soft, very dainty, she's just very nurturing, very affectionate. It feels good. Jay Roman, I ain't gonna lie to you. It
Getting
do
that
feel
back
good.
rub with the nails,
It do.
just talk. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Where's the discipline? That's where, and that's where as a man, you got to say, damn, I love this shit. But here's the thing, and I put it like this. You know, I was watching the series.
You know when they do this thing, on your head with the nails, all nice and slow, and you be sitting there like
you fall asleep.
Yeah, and they be talking like, hey, what type of steak you said you like again? And you're like, oh, okay, I was thinking I was just gonna go to the store and grab that and then come back, and then I could fix that, and what else we're gonna do today? My girlfriend says she kind of think your buddy cute, and you're like, oh, word, yeah. She come over, yeah. Next thing you know, look, I met you 2 days ago, and I'm on a double date with my buddy. How much information do you have now about me?
Exactly. And you don't have any about her. You just know she's making you feel good.
Yeah.
Feel good. Yeah. So I was watching Halo, right, on Netflix, which it was dope. Now when they first came out with the movies, it was whack. But this particular show on Halo, on Netflix is new. and they was talking about, one of the things they was talking about was a fail-safe. Right, because they was talking about the intelligence of the people who create these military machines, and it was like, as intelligent as you are, because you're dealing with machines so advanced, you still have to have a fail-safe, just in case things get out of hand. So when you deal with women, your fail-safe is logic. At some point, while everybody is feeling good, the dopamine, the serotonin, and all that shit is flowing, and somebody has to say, okay, all right, look, this shit feel good. I'm enjoying myself, but we're moving too fast. I'm giving her way too much access. And what's gonna happen is, again, if you're seeing a chick 2 or 3 days, like let's say the first 2 weeks that you've known her, you've seen her like 5 days, 6, 7 days out of 2. Bro, she's gonna think you guys are dating. That's what she's gonna think. That's what it's gonna feel like to her, like you guys are dating. So even with that, now the emotions are starting to creep in, because now she feels almost entitled to your time. So even if you told her that you're dating other women, because you gave her so much time so quickly, anytime you go away from her, she feels some kind of way.
Yeah, and we putting it on the guys right now, but there's times where I've seen where a guy's hanging out with a lady, and he thinks things are progressing, and she's like, nah, I was just hanging out and cool. Like, I like you, but I don't like you like that. And now he butt hurt. Right. So either way, it's not a good situation to take what you have said this was going to be and move it out of that without, having a conversation and being real with each other about it.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you said that. Real quick, guys. Jay Roman, I'm glad you said that, because there is another side of the coin. And that is, guys, you could show women all of that boyfriendy shit and they can take it. But guess what? You're emotionally invested. They never were. There are women who can lay up with you, spend the night with you, take showers with you, do all of that shit, and still not have an emotional bond with you. I'm telling you guys. So, and that's the flip side of the coin, whereas you can have women tripping because they want it and you're taking it back, but also because you're the one introducing all that boyfriendy shit, you start to get connected. You don't like the fact that she's not answering like she used to. She's not texting back. She used to text you back at least the same day. It's been 2 days. Now you're like, what? You're like, wait a minute. We was having so much fun. Is she changing her mind about me? Did somebody else come along and fuck her better than me? She said she liked it though. What happened? Right, and now you're tweaking, and she looking at you like you said this was just casual.
Yeah, her real dude was away for a month or two on assignment.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you got all close in the month, and now you hurt. Man, I didn't even want the relationship, but you know, the way she was acting, I would only see a chick.
That's too much. A chick that you're not dating, that's too much. A chick that you're not dating, like even with the fuck guys. Here's the thing. And I want guys to think about this. And Jay Roman, you know this. Even if a woman is a fuck buddy, she can still catch feelings, right? So let me break this down to you guys. So none of this shit is foolproof, right? Even if you're just fucking a woman and you're keeping it strictly sex, there are instances where she can still catch feelings. But here's the thing. When you start introducing all of that other shit, you make it more likely that she's going to catch feelings, and she's going to catch feelings when you don't want her to. It's one thing if she's catching feelings, months and months later, and you start to look at her as a woman you want to date or possibly get into a relationship with, then that's different. But if she's catching feelings and you don't want to date her seriously, you really don't want that if you can help it, right? So real quick, so even when you're just fucking women, there are some cases, because you still got to communicate. When she comes through the door, that little time that you guys are talking before you fuck, that's non-sexual communication. If you're fucking and you like to talk and she likes to talk back, you guys are still communicating.
Yeah, you can't. So 2 to 3 days a week to me means that that's your girlfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, during the week, that's a lot of time for a busy man, right? Like,
no
you got things to do. So, and then your own rest time. That was the biggest thing. That was one of the first things I had to learn. It got to the point where I say, hey, I can't do something on this day. And it was like I told them that I didn't like them anymore. Because they were like, what? What do you mean? I thought you wasn't doing anything. I thought it's like you couldn't have a day just for yourself. Like, hey, I'm not doing anything with my friends. I'm not doing anything with anybody else. I'm not going to work. I just want to chill by myself. That was the day that was attacked the most. Like, what do you mean by yourself? Oh, you probably doing something with somebody else, or you're probably doing, but that day is needed. That day is important because you don't move for nobody else. You move for yourself. So you have to have days where it's just like, look, I have no outside influences, just my own, thinking about what I plan to do for this week, what I plan to do for my life. Like, you have to stay up and be disciplined on yourself. So you always need that self-time to think about things. And I think a lot of guys, we go and go and go and go, but we really don't take that time to say, okay, hold on, let me plan out my next steps. And I can't have her around doing that. Like, you got to take that time. So the thing is, we know you have to be disciplined 2 to 3 days a week. Like, that is a lot of time to spend with somebody that you don't live with. That's a lot of time to give them with this boyfriend energy. So, hopefully at the end of this show, we break down how to make sure you maintain that without getting into these situations. I know right now we're talking about how you get into them. Like, how you get into the situations and you mess up. But there's things you could do to make sure you don't, but it's your responsibility. And it's not cold or callous. It's just taking responsibility for what you initially said this was going to be.
And real quick, before we get to this question, I want guys to understand this. And, all the guys from the Real Game No Theory, podcast or panel, they understand this. Jay Roman understand this. There's other guys that we rock with on and off YouTube that get this. A lot of you guys, you have to understand the power of your influence. The power of your influence. And what I mean by that is this. If you're the type of guy where you've had multiple women fall in love with you, head over heels, get all crazy, get all dickmatized and tweaking and all. If you've experienced this, a number of times, then you should understand the power of your influence, and you should understand that normally when I deal with chicks, should be your mindset. Normally when I deal with chicks, when it gets to this point, this is when they really start to fucking fiend for me and start to get a little clingy or get real close to me, right? So once you understand the power of your influence, you should know there are parts of yourself you can't give women soon because they might fall for you quicker than you want them to, right? And for some guys, that's not gonna make no sense to them, right? It's all about, because you can't control a woman's emotions. Either a woman is gonna have them or she's not. But what you want to do, if you can, you want to mitigate, which means make less severe. And all that means is if and when a woman has any emotions, you want to try to limit the impact on you guys in situations. You don't want her to be all emotional and fucking up y'all shit. But you also don't want to get roped in with her emotions and both of y'all all emotional together, fucking up the whole shit. But go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. Let's get to this question with Frank. And then there was another question earlier. But Frank question is, what do you make her do to prove she is worthy of the girlfriend title? I have a girl that I see once a week for the last year. We just drink, sex, and talk in the bedroom. She brings me a thing every time. She brings me things every time.
So I'll jump on. Let me answer this real quick. So number one, I'm not whenever I've been single, just whenever in my life, whenever I've been single, I've never been the type to look for a girlfriend. I was never searching for a girlfriend. That was never my thing. My thing was, I'm just chilling, I'm having fun, I'm meeting women. Now, Frank, to answer your question, me personally, right? You're your own man, you got to figure it out for yourself. But me personally, I'm not trying to make women prove anything. I'm just chilling, right? Because I put every woman in a fuck buddy category. Every woman I meet, if we're gonna be fucking more than once, more than likely, depending on how long it's gonna be, is going to the fuck buddy category. Now, while she's in that role, there's gonna be women that I already know for a fact she will never be anything in my life more than where she is right now. Just someone that I'm having fun with sexually. So I already know I can never do anything with her non-sexually. I can never give her the false hope that that's possible. Now, there's going to be other women that I'm fucking who are fuck buddies that have potential. So it's not about me, let me make her do shit or make her prove anything. No, I'm just chilling, enjoying the fun. Now, if she wants me to look at her as someone that should date her, right? If she wants me to take her more seriously than just someone I'm fucking, then she needs to do some shit to show me that, right? I'm not gonna go out of my way to try and make her do shit initially, right? I'm still gonna give her instructions, but I'm not trying to make her prove that she's girlfriend worthy because I don't care. The only time a woman being girlfriend worthy matters to me is when she's trying to get that role. If she's trying to audition for that role of girlfriend, then I'm gonna look at her and either say, you ain't qualified, or okay, you doing some things, let's talk about it. Go ahead, fam, you got it.
Yeah. What do you make her do? You can't make another person do anything they don't want to do. So, that's the one thing you guys have to understand is you're not making them do anything because they'll do it just for you, but it really won't be them. So then when time passes and you say, hey, you used to do this thing for me. Mm-hmm. And oh yeah, I don't do it anymore because it really wasn't them. So don't worry about making her do different things because a woman will do it just for you until she gets comfortable. And then you're mad that she don't still do the same thing anymore. But you're going to sit back and you're going to observe her, how she responds to how you move. And if that is in line with what you like, then you're going to observe that for a long period of time and make sure that you are observant and observing the behaviors and the things that she is doing. There's no other way to do it.
That's it.
You can.
Good. My bad. No, real quick. To your point, and Frank, all I'm doing is analyzing and observing her. That's all I'm doing. I'm analyzing and I'm like, it's kind of like this. I'll put it another way, Frank. If you got hired at a job, they're not gonna go out of their way and look to promote you. Now, they'll give you your yearly raises based on your performance and production, but nobody's going to come up to you and be like, hey, you want a promotion, dog? No, you have to show that you're hungry for a bigger role in the company. You have to show that you want to advance in the company. And then people will look at your body of work and either say, you ain't qualified yet, or no, thank you, or you know what? You got mad potential. Let's talk about it. That's exactly how I deal with women. Same thing, right? So I'm not going to go to a woman and say, hey, you want to be my girlfriend? For what? Because see, guys, and I'm going to say this slow. I don't want a woman to be my girlfriend. I only want a woman who wants to be my girlfriend to be my girlfriend, if that makes sense. So that's not a woman where hey, I really like you a lot. I mean, like a lot. We should be together now. No, because to me, if I do it like that, that means I'm leading with my emotion. And let me add, and this is what I would say. Now, Jay Roman, I know your reason. You know, you like the velvet. See that? See, but
I do.
but there's a lot of guys. Their reason for wanting to take the woman off the dating market is because they're getting emotional about her. They don't want guys touching her no more, right? And that's how a lot of women are the same way too. Where at first they're okay with the casual shit, then when their emotions creep in, now they got a problem. Now they got a problem with you fucking people. Now they got a problem with you dating other. They got a problem, whereas before they didn't. And that's where the leadership as the guy comes in at. And that's where you got to check yourself. Like, even if you're catching feelings for a woman, right? Because Jay, I had to catch myself one time. I'm like, damn. I mean, she cool, but why am I feeling this way? Right? So, bro, I had to check myself and say, logically, it makes no sense for me to feel this way. I'm just getting caught up with the feel-good feelings, and I'm getting my emotions is creeping a little too much into the danger zone for no other reason than I care more than I should right now. For no other reason than that.
I was worse than that, Zach. I'm not gonna. I try to keep it funky on here, man. I got to give 100%. I was with somebody. We are boyfriend and girlfriend, and I had to break it up because I had to check myself, and I had to break it off, and I had to break it off now, immediately. Right? There was no. As soon as the thought came in, I made a phone call. Hey, we can't be together, because I was into it so much that I was making excuses. And I'm not saying she was doing anything all that bad, but I was just making excuses in my head where I didn't even see her no more. Everything she did was cool. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
You see?
Oh, that's also her fart smells lovely. Like,
you know,
it was just like this. And when you kind of like, hold on, man, who are you? Like, I had to be like, hey, we can't be together. Like, this is too much. But even then, it was me, because guys don't understand. If you are a leader, you have to lead even if somebody is not there. Your discipline has to be even if somebody is not with you. Then you can have that. That's why I say the relationships, you got to be mature. You got to be ready for that, because now you're taking somebody else and saying, hey, this is how I move like this. And it doesn't matter how cute. It doesn't matter if she's a 10 out of 10 in your eyes. It doesn't matter. But you got to move like this, because if not, you're going to have that ring around your nose, and you're going to be getting dragged every which way from Sunday. So my thing is that you can't make them do anything, and you shouldn't. Like, let's take two roads, right?
Yeah.
You talk to a girl, she goes, you know what? I met this dude, we just rock, and I didn't want to have sex with anybody else. And that's my guy. You know, a couple years later, we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and that's it. But, you know, after we started dating, I just didn't want to have sex with anybody else. Then you meet a girl that says, yeah, I'm with my boyfriend. We have 2 years, you know. He doesn't want me to have sex with anybody else, you know. And so, you know, we had a conversation, and you know, I was talking to some guy at the bar, and he came up and had a fight. He's just kind of crazy. So I just, you know, I don't have sex with anybody else because I know he's kind of crazy. What vibe do you want?
Like that?
Yeah. Who wants the situation where it's forced for you to do something like that? So we don't. I'm not forcing anything. This is the deal. This is who I am, right? So I know you asked. You're like, man, this probably was a simple question. it really ain't that simple because it has so much to do with you and how you move.
Exactly.
Does she
Because yeah.
move the way you want her to move? And if you only see her once a week, you can't, how does she act?
It's a small sample size. Once a week is a small sample size.
It's a small. So that's why that vetting process is allowed over time. And the longer you could do that, it's kind of see and give her a little more like, okay, I think I'm cool with you. Maybe tonight you do get to stay tonight. Let's see what you do. Don't tell them, hey, wake up, make my bed, fix me something to eat. Don't tell them none of that. If it's not done naturally, then you observe and say, oh, okay.
See, and that right there.
Okay.
And Jay Roman
got everything out the drawer and didn't put nothing back. Oh, okay. I can't rock with that. So I know we can't go any further than that. We're gonna have to rule this back and say, okay, now no more staying the night. No more staying the night. And you're off the girlfriend consideration because of this thing. And it matters because in the long run, see, people don't understand. Men, we have forethought. We're looking down the road. If she does it now, she gonna do that 10 times later. So
let me add this. Yeah, let me add this. This is why there has to be a balance where not only will you or should you provide instructions to women just to make sure that your influence is where it needs to be. Because if a woman is going to be in your life, and if you have no influence, then it makes no sense for her to be in your life. But also, there needs to be that balance, like you said, Jay, of her doing shit on her own. You need to see. Like I remember, I had a chick one time, and she was asking me. She was like, because we was talking about living together, and she was like, "Hey, if and when we start living together, would you like for me to, draw you a bath or get the shower ready when you're on your way home?" And have, she asked me this. This wasn't a requirement of mine. So when she asked me, I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and adopt that. Like we do that. Like so sometimes, that sounds good to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, well, let's go ahead. So I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna text you, like when I'm coming around the corner. Hey, I'm 5 minutes out. So that way, when boom, cool. But that's something that she wanted to do on her own. So to your point, instead of just rattling off a bunch of instructions, sometimes, like you said, sit back, evaluate, observe, see what she does on her own. Because my thing is this: if all she's doing is fucking you, y'all watch movies together, and y'all do fun dates together, to me, you don't get into a relationship with a woman just because y'all have fun together. There has to be way more substance to what you guys have going on than just having fun together. Because a relationship, if you're talking about being together for years, not every day is going to be at a bowling alley, at a restaurant, playing pool. Not every day is going to be at Main Event or Dave & Buster's. There's going to be some tough ones. So you need to see how she acts in all types of environments. But we got some more questions when you want to hop to it, though.
Yeah. I say, Frank, try to get with get with Zag and kind of go, because hey, that question can set you up, and you can find a good one or find a fake one. Just I have learned my lesson through knocking my head. So don't knock your head. I tell everybody, man, if we got to start coming to people. We can listen to somebody and say, hey, I ain't got to do that to know that's a mistake. I ain't got to knock my head to see, to avoid that.
So here's the thing. But she said, she was a white
it's called draw a bath.
She was a white girl. She said draw a bath. She spoke proper English. Not the Ebonics like them bitches y'all used to fucking with and shit. She spoke King English like a motherfucker, right?
Yeah. But it's crazy. Like I had one take my feet off and dip it in some water, brought the water out, and
bro,
because I play football, and she was like, man, let me take care of your feet. And she used to take care of my feet so much, and it was just like thank you for doing that. But when we started talking about finances, she wasn't really good with finances. I knew that this would be a horrible situation because I live discipline when it comes to everything. So, like that vetting, the vetting process is for your success and theirs. Like you got to understand that. But let's get to the next question.
So he says, guys, who do
mean, guys who do too much with women do it from. Who do too much with women do it from the point of view of not being used to dealing with attractive women, which is why they go away. Okay, so I'm think. Okay.
Oh no, it says guys who do too much with women do it from the point of
I
view
ain't even,
of not being used to dealing with attractive women, which is why they go way and beyond. I have done it. Thoughts.
They ain't been there before.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they act like they ain't been there before.
I don't think it's just an attractive woman. They do it. If you're doing it with somebody,
they do it all women too. If a woman makes them feel, and here's the thing, to your point, they might not do it in public with women who are not attractive, but privately, they're laying up with them, spending the night with them, taking showers with them, eating the fish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not involved with women I ain't attracted to, so.
But these,
that ain't my record. That ain't
these
my record.
dudes, they'll say, you know, oh, when it comes to average looking women, or I'm different than I am with attractive women. And they're like, what you mean you different? Like, and what it is, this is what it is. And what guys don't understand, that's really an indictment on how low self-esteem, or how low your esteem or self-esteem really is, and how insecure you really are. If you say, I feel more comfortable talking to average looking women, what you're saying is, I feel more comfortable talking to my kind. I feel more comfortable talking to women that I'm equal to, quote unquote. Right? But more attractive women, they're like, it's like talking to a superstar. Like, I feel out of my element, so I feel lucky and blessed to have their attention.
Dog.
Yeah, and that's what they act like. They act like women are celebrities, bro. They act like they dudes are really fans of women, all because they look good. And my thing is, this is what boggles my mind. That chick you saw at the club or the rooftop bar, she don't look like that when she wake up in the morning. When she get fresh out the shower, she don't look like that. So you have guys that are enamored with a performance. Right? And I talked about this in a recent video. Like, even when guys, when you go out and your clothes fit right, you're coordinated, you gotta coordinate. You know, you got the what do you call it? The accessories and all that shit. When you talk about visual, when you go out in the world and you go to places where there's women at, and women go to places where men, all that shit is a performance. It's not about, I'm not saying it's fake, okay? I mean, it can be at times, but it's a performance, because I guarantee, I'll put it another way, and this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but I'll put it another way. If everybody walked around butt naked with nothing on but just, people would choose different. They would choose who they fuck with differently. If everybody just walked around butt naked, right? Just think about that. If everybody, there would be a lot of nerds who chicks might be like, well, I wasn't gonna give him a chance, but I didn't know he was, you know what I'm saying? It would be different. If everybody was butt naked, people would choose differently, right? They just would, because you would be conditioned to choose based on that visual representation of that person. You see what I'm saying? You would, that's how you would choose, based on that. Right. But when you think about women getting, glammed up and all of that, and guys doing what they do, it's a performance, because people are choosing due in part to this superficial or shallow version of you. Because how you look, that's not the substance of who you are. That's a superficial, shallow version of just your representation, your visual representation. It's just a performance, in my earnest estimation. But go ahead.
No, I think you're right, man. Like, if we had to walk around, I'm glad we don't, because I just think that's highly unsanitary. Like, I just couldn't sit down anywhere anymore. Like, all the type of stuff your body go through. Oh no, and the ladies, I'm good. I'm good. Like, hey, I'm good. But no, I know it's hard for dudes to get away from what's attractive, what's not attractive, what's this. Like, you guys gotta understand, man, certain things attract other people than other people do, right? Like, I like tall women. I like tall women taller than me. I find that very highly attractive. I am not intimidated at all. put some heels on and look extra tall for me. But at the same time, some people be like, "No, man, I ain't like no attractive women, man." So I could look at that person and be like, "Oh, she banging." I could look at a woman and be like, "Man, her eyes are popping. I don't care about nothing else about her, but them eyes got me into her." So like, you gotta understand that, you know. And then there's some people that be like, "Oh man, everything about her." Yeah, okay, cool. But in 6 months, in a year, you know, I never forget my uncles used to say, "Man, you see that? Yeah, you see that pretty girl? Yeah, somebody tired of fucking her." You know, like it's going to get to a point where it doesn't even matter because you wanted her to do something and she didn't do it. You wanted her to be somewhere and she wasn't there. So it doesn't really matter. And if you guys can quickly get off of it, you will start to really make your decisions on who you're next to more than just what they look like. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying be unattractive. I'm just saying like, hey, you'll start considering more than just that.
And here's the thing, right? What Jillian said, because she says she likes some fake eyelashes. You know, me personally, I like natural beauty. Women I don't care about women wearing makeup and shit like that. I'm not ultra bothered by that shit. Number one, I like classy women anyway. So to me, I'm not tripping. But my thing is this. I understand that when women leave the house, that how they look right now, and Jillian, and you can tell when you are around women, and Jay Roman, you know this, and guys, you can tell when makeup is super thick on a chick, and her face is yellowish, but her skin is like white pale, and they're like, God damn, you like two completely different tones. So sometimes you can like you can tell when she got a little bit on to where it's like, and like you really got a whole face on. Like you look completely different under there. It's just too much on, right? But my thing is this. Ultimately, I'm not done observing you anyway. Because when you get naked, I'm gonna observe some shit then too. Right? And trust me, you know, you're gonna be sweating. You know, it's gonna be some perspiration going on. So you know, I'm gonna see some things. So to me, I'm not really tripping. But Jillian and Jerome, you know this. How a woman looks is so unimportant to me once I start talking to her. Because the fact that I approached her, obviously I like the way that she looked. Obviously, right? But once I start talking to her, how she looks is so unimportant to me that I'm just focused and fixated on what's coming out of her mouth. How she responding to me, whether or not the energy is right, or whether or not I'm even interested in continuing to conversate with her. That's all I'm really focused on. The average guy, unfortunately, he keeps looking at the woman. He's focused on how she looked. Damn, I can't wait to fuck her. Oh man, I can't wait. My friend's gonna see me with her. Oh man, if I pull her, oh man, they're gonna think I'm the man if people see me with her. I promise you guys are thinking like that. So they're too invested in making it happen.
I got a partner, man. He's skinny as a toothpick, real. I mean skinny, but he loves big women. I'm talking about roundish women. In fact, you know, we used to joke and call him 10, right? Because, you know, whenever he would come through, it'd be him, the number one, and you know, a round figure with him. And so we used to nickname him 10, like, oh, here come 10. And he would sit and be like, damn, look at her. We'd be out, he'd be like, man, look at that girl right there. We're like, who? The one right there at the bar. Yeah, she got the wings. Right now she eating the wings. Oh, man, look at her. Oh, I like the way this looks, and I like the way that looks. And he would call from one of their houses and be like, yeah, man, she just made me a sweet potato pie and a whole course. Why don't y'all come through and eat? And we would go through and we look like, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, you know, there's nothing wrong with big girls, you know, cute faces and stuff, but that was his thing. That's what he looked at and felt was attractive, right? And so there was this one girl that used to be on him some guys would be like, oh, she's bad. She's a 10. But that wasn't his thing. She used to be going, oh, you gonna set me up with your boy? You gonna set me up with your boy? Like, no, he don't like you. Like you can date him for a little bit. But this is what he likes. You know, and so it ain't about what other people like. It ain't about what other people deem to be whatever. It's about what you like.
What you personally like. What
you personally like. But even still, that is just one category that you can check off that you like in a whole list of categories that don't have nothing to do with looks. So put it in its position, in its place. That is just one category in several different categories that need to check off for you to say, hey, yeah, I could consider you as this as we move forward. But don't make that category erase other categories. So now you with this really pretty bad, universal bad. And y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Universal bad. Anybody looks at her, oh my God, she's bad. But she is an asshole. She talks to you crazy. You can't walk 10 feet without her turning around telling you to take a picture. She got to post it on this and post it on that. Do all that stuff.
I ain't never been with a chick like that.
You talking to her, she's in her phone. She's taking a picture of her meal. You got to ask her questions 3-4 times just for her to say, huh? Not even answer the question. Just say, huh? What did you say? Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, you lay down with a bad one at night, and your friends say she's really bad, but you ain't having a time with this person. You ain't really vibing with this person because you let that one category erase a whole bunch of different categories so you can look a certain
simply
way.
Because you look good.
So put it in its position. That's just one category. All right, Big Mo has a question. So can you give women future boyfriends? Can you give women future boyfriend energy during sexual acts? Like, for example, when you're kissing a chick or pussy eating, etc., you look at it as smashing, but she might look at it as something else.
Okay, you guys are overthinking it. Okay, you guys are overthinking it. Okay, you're overthinking this. Okay, you're overthinking this. Okay, guys, I'm not telling you how to have sex. We're not gonna do that. Okay, right? Okay, guys, this is what it boils down to. And well, I mean, but I'm not gonna tell them to hey, look at her in the eyes. Don't look at her in the eyes. I'm not gonna go that far with it, right?
I am.
So this is what I'm right here. So this is what I'm gonna say. To answer your question, this is how I'm gonna answer your question. And all you men, bottom line is this: I don't care what you do with women. I don't care if it's just a couple of dates here and there. I don't care if it's casual sex encounters, a sexual relationship, marriage, whatever the fuck it is. You need structure in how you do shit. You need structure in how you date women. Okay, ask yourself this question. What do I want? Period. Not what do I want from a specific woman. When it comes to my overall dating life, what do I want? So an example, J. Roman, guys say, oh, I want a roster of women. No, you don't, because you're falling in love with the first chick you have sex with. How you want that? A lot of guys, they say they want a bunch of shit, but when they meet women or they meet that attractive woman who's giving them the time of day, she fucking them, sucking them like they like, they're like, oh, I'm just, I'm good. I'm just going to chill with her for a little while. So a lot of guys don't even know what they want. They're very indecisive. They think they know what they want, again, until they meet a woman that's fucking and sucking them, and then they change their whole plans based on their emotions. So know what you want and know what it looks like before you elevate a woman. Before you say, okay, this woman is someone I want to date. All right, beyond just fucking her, this is someone I actually want to date. I want to get to know this woman beyond just sex. Ask yourself this question. Why? Why? Because you like having your back rubbed? Why? Why do you want to get to know her beyond just sex? Why? Because she makes you feel good emotionally? Why? Because guys, that cannot be the main reason. How you emotionally feel about her cannot be the main reason why you're advancing the interaction. That's what women do. And this is why guys get in a lot of trouble and you have drama with women, because you're moving with your emotions like a woman is. But go ahead, fam.
No, you're right. You got to have structure 100%. And I just look at it a little bit different from that question, right? You're not going to give every woman like you going for the Olympics gold with some extra ribbons in a record.
Yeah,
because it does send a message. I had one sit there after buying me some shoes and stuff, and I had to turn down the shoes. And she told me then, you shouldn't fuck a woman like that if you didn't, want to be in a relationship. And I'm like, okay, well, like, I mean, I didn't think I did anything that was all that great. But I just do what I do. And then you have to learn, like, you can't full stroke. Me and my fellas, we call it the half stroke. She get the half stroke until she deserved a full stroke. Because sometimes if you in there, going for gold, trying to set the record for the Olympics, doing that extra stuff, and y'all know what I'm talking about, fellas. You done took whatever you took, or you done drunk whatever you drunk, and next you got the whiskey thing going on. You looking at her in her eyes, talking to her, and you can see it. You can see, y'all. You can see it. And fellas, if you ain't never been able to see it, then I'm sorry, but you can see the moment where they just that thing relax, like, oh, like, and they staring at you. You touch them and they get that little aura about
when you hitting it from behind and they look back at you like who the fuck are you? Like, what are you doing to me?
You looking at them in their eyes, you giving them instructions and stuff. Like, you can see, like, this, I'm in that soul. Well, so right. And so you can't do that on every. Yeah.
Well, this is what I will say. Number one, give women a sample. Like I give women the copper package. I don't give them the platinum package. It's kind of like, for anyone that ever ran track, when you're racing in like a heat, you don't run 100% speed. Okay, you only run maybe 85% of your speed, just enough to get to the finals. Right? If you know anything about track, like when you watch the Olympics and they have like 5 or 6 heats or 20 heats or whatever it is of the 100, like the top sprinters are not running full speed because they don't need to run full speed to beat most people. They're just running fast enough to qualify for the finals, right? So when you talk about fucking women, same thing. It's kind of like, instead of giving her 100% of this pipe, I'm gonna give her about maybe 75.
Yeah,
75. And if you know what you're doing, that your copper game should be better than most niggas' platinum game. If you know what you're doing.
I mean, you're both trying to enjoy each other and say hello. It's the introduction. Like, I got this thing. Yeah. Let me half it and let you feel it, let you feel good, and vice versa. The thing is, it's responsibility and discipline and man shit.
Well, quick, I'm going to respond to what Jillian said. Okay, because here's the thing, Jillian, and this is where leadership, and this is for any other woman listening or that's going to listen to this later. This is where masculine leadership comes in, because the man is responsible for not only himself, he's also responsible for the woman. So sometimes we have to protect y'all from yourselves, Jillian. So this is what I mean by that. If I'm the type of guy where I know when I dick chicks down, they get a little too hyper about dick. They get a little too greedy. Here's the thing, Jillian, and because you're a woman, you can get easily spoiled. If a guy come out the gate with all his tricks, he done took every tool out of his tool belt and hit you with every one. Now, the next time you have sex with him, if he try to hit you with a 5-minute quickie, you're gonna look at him like, sir, I didn't come here for that. I came here for that other shit that you did last night.
Yeah.
And that's how guys, because women get guys, and I hate to say this, but women are like kids in a way. They get spoiled very easily. Very easily. It don't take much to spoil your women.
So it's your responsibility. You have to be responsible with all the things you do and all the influences you have. And it's crazy, but you have to do that. So your car don't get keyed. So your windows don't get broken. So your tires don't get flat. It was my fault one night, and it was just supposed to be a chill little thing, stroke this thing down. but yet she showed up at my daughter's school because she knew somebody that worked at my daughter's school, and she showed up at the time I normally pick my daughter up to talk to me because, I'm thinking we just having this one night little thing, and I was off the little henny, and we had a great time, but it wasn't responsible of me. And I think that you have to sling the D responsibly. You have to sling the D responsibly.
You do.
Point blank.
You do.
It has to fit what you're doing at the time. So, that's it. So the question, to that question that was earlier, you don't give them the platinum, the star spangled banner. You don't do that on everyone. Now, I know some of y'all sitting there like, yo, I like to swing this D and let them know when they leave the house. Like, I put my stamp on it, I put my foot on it, and all this other stuff. Cool. I really want you to think back and how that works out for you. Do you always have to answer the questions like, where are we at right now? Do you always have those pop-ups? Do you always have people, following you places? Do you always have misunderstandings and situations where like, I got to explain where we are again? Yes, because you're doing stuff directly that is counteracting to what you are saying. And that's the thing you have to be responsible for.
Yeah. So, and let me jump on what Jillian is saying. And look, I've been there where chicks, they get real generous. In some instances, they do get real generous with that pocketbook. Hashtag her debit card works too. But here's the thing. Okay, when we talk about the platinum package versus the copper package, see, my thing is, it's kind of like I'll equate it with how I do dates. Like an example, Jay Roman. I'm so peculiar and so particular about how I do dates. There are certain restaurants that I wouldn't take a woman that I'm dating to, but that I would take a girlfriend to. You see what I'm saying? When you're talking about high-end restaurants, like if I'm dating a chick, I'm not taking you to a 5-star Michelin restaurant. You're not my girl. My girl or wifey get that. Like even with trips, like if I'm just dating a chick, yeah, we might take a car trip here or there. But if we need a passport to get there, we're not going together. I got to be in a relationship with you to do that, right? So same thing with sex, right? One of the things that's cool is if you have a chick that enjoys it and she's like, oh my God, and you tell her, Jay, girl, I ain't even learned your body yet. Right? Now, peep game, I ain't even learned your body yet. So when Jillian says the platinum D, I give you the copper package and you're already looking at me like, ooh, girl, I ain't even learned your body. Now, once I learn your body, and here's the thing, because this is what happens in most instances when you have like a sexual relationship. It starts off hot and heavy, and because you fucking a chick so much and you gave her all of your best shit in the beginning, it starts to kind of wane. But when you give her the copper package, it builds up. So a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, she is still learning new shit about you sexually. And she's still experiencing new heights of ecstasy because you ain't put it all on her yet. So she's like, damn, I didn't think sex could get better with this nigga. But it is, right? So, and that's what guys don't understand. You give too much of yourself so soon, there's nothing left in the tank. Like, slow down. Slow down.
Even with instructions, because I had a whole bunch of instructions. I want you to wear this with this, put these high heels on. I'm going to do this and that. And even that was an attractive trait that mentally put them in a different state. They really enjoyed it. So you got to be responsible on things you say. You got to slow down even on that. Don't give a list. Maybe you just give one thing this week or, one thing. But it's all about your responsibilities and stuff. So,
Martavius
what's that name? Martavius.
Okay. Martavius. He says, if I start feeling a chick while having a sexual relationship and I want her to be my girl, do I let it be known at any point? Okay. So Jay Roman, I'm just going to speak for me. I never let it be known. Nope. All I do All I do, hold on. Let me. All I'm doing, Martavius, I'm just taking notes. Ooh, I like that trait. Ooh, I like that attribute. Damn, she got mad potential. I'm not saying nothing to her. Now, this is what I will do. Martavius, is like, let's say after maybe 2 or 3 months, we're just fucking. And I do start to feel her more than just sex. So what I might do, Martavius, when I call her up to come by, I might say, hey, before you come by here, meet me at this place. We're going to do X, Y, Z, and then we'll come back to the crib and fuck. So now she's like, whoa, who is this guy and what did he do with the other guy? We never go out, right? So now it's a pleasant surprise. She's excited as fuck because that's just not what we do. So you see how there's always something to look forward to. Now she's looking at it like, wait a minute. Not only is the sex getting better, but damn, he come out the woodwork with we're going to go out. And then as long as she's consistent with how she's receiving it, she's going to see there's an uptick in that. So she's going to see, I get it now. I was patient. I played my position. I played the role. I didn't bitch about it. I didn't give this man no trouble. And now I see I'm being rewarded. Go ahead.
I say, you know, I ain't never really had to have the problem with asking them if they want to be my girl, but do this though. Ask yourself first, why do you want her to be your girl? Like really look at her first. A lot of times, and I tell you this, people don't really realize how often we lie to ourselves. Right? We lie to ourselves because we started something and then we want to quickly move it to something else. And the thing is, like, did you really want that? Did you really want that with her? Or you just like the companionship? Out of everybody, would you choose this person to be that companion? Or is somebody if this was different, it'd be better. Like, so you really got to figure out like what about this person is what I want first before you go to communicate and say something like, oh, hey, man, I really want you to be my girl. Now, after you figure that out and after you do that, to me, it's a lightweight thing. I'm a big person in communicating because what could happen is you could be sitting there judging all this stuff. And then at the end of it, she'd be like, oh, you're my side dude. I got a guy. Like, so my thing is like, you want to me, do all that stuff Zag was saying at the same time, you know, letting her understand that, hey, if we're going out to the movies, you should have said that a long time ago, though. So that way she understands, like, hey, he told me he wouldn't go to the movies with me because we just had a sexual relationship. Now I'm at the movies, or now I'm eating a meal, or now I'm walking in the park. Like, what's going on? Like, what's up? So she should start to understand what's kind of going on. And you got to have that mature conversation to me and say, hey, look, we started like this, you know, over these months.
Yeah. Cause
like over this year.
What is this now? What are we doing now?
Over this year, I've observed some things, you know, and then go from there. But, you know, ain't no rhyme and reason, you know, to me for non-communication, but that's just me, you know.
Yeah. And Jazzy Jazz says, hey, Zag and J Roman, hope y'all well. Much appreciate you.
Thank you.
And my thing is, and guys, and you have to find your own way. It's not about adopting or mimicking other people's way. Now, here's the thing. You can take various aspects of things that you hear and adopt it, but ultimately it should be your way. It should be your baby. It should be your brainchild. Like this is how I want to do it. And there's nothing wrong. Everyone has influences, right, through your life, whether it be close friends and family, coaches, mentors, whoever. Everyone is influenced to a degree by things that we hear and see, right? We just got to make it make sense to us, though. Right, you
got to understand, man. I mean, just because you into it don't mean she's into it.
And that's right there.
Just because you there don't mean she's there. Like, you know, so I mean, everybody talk Big Willie style, like, oh yeah, man,
Yeah.
I put it down. She into me. I know she into me. You know, things I was doing, jumping off the wall, the top rope. She might not be into you.
She might
like
not.
that.
She might enjoy it.
She
But
might
yeah.
enjoy it.
But the moment you try and put the clutches on her, she like, I thought this was just sex. You tripping. You like, damn, she's cold with it.
I had a doctor. She's a doctor now. She was in school, and we had a little arrangement. And that arrangement fit very well for her because she was in school. She was in med school. It didn't take a lot of time. It was just come through and enjoy. But I was enjoying it. I was like, hey, man, she cool. She's smart. Started talking a little more, but it wasn't. It didn't matter how long we were doing it. It fit what she was after her goal. Her goal was med school. She knew she couldn't have a real relationship in med school. So she wanted this. So, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, fellas. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. You know, she had to tell me, she had to remind me about that, you know, because things was getting cold. She had to remind me about that. And I said, yo, you know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. My bad. You know, and then she wrote me a poem later on. I mean, she wrote me this long 2-page, 3-page letter when she went away to med school and thanked me for, you know, just being who I was and stuff. So it meant something to her, but at the same time, it fit what she was doing. And so you got to understand that, like, just because you want something don't mean they want something. So
see, and that's why I don't upset the apple cart. If I'm dealing with a chick, first of all, I'm not catching feelings for a woman whom I'm just fucking. That's very unlikely to happen. Now that in fact, I probably can say that's probably never happened where I caught feelings for a woman I was just simply having sex with. There would have to be some other shit going on for it to go that route. But here's the thing, because the guy asked earlier about, you know, asking women to be your girlfriend, and my thing is this, and to what you just said just now, J. Roman, about this woman has a sexual arrangement with you, and maybe you guys do a little bit more, maybe she lay there and y'all pillow talk and all that. But either way, it's still a casual arrangement, and it's understood that it's just casual. So what guys don't understand is there's a lot of women out here who are very adept at purposefully and consciously being emotionally unavailable. And they can take showers with you. We talked about this earlier. Spend a night with you, and you looking at her like, how can she do all of that and not feel what I'm feeling? And it's confusing you. And you're confused because you're looking at her like, but she's a girl though. She's supposed to be all up on. No.
Yeah.
It's not that she has the inability to bond. Like you said, she's in medical school. She is super focused. That's her priority isn't dick. Her priority is her career. So she's focused on doing what she got to do, and she's sacrificing genuine connections with some dick. And there's a lot of women who would do that, and I don't see no problem with it. But guys, when you even on the internet, you have guys, they look at women like, oh, it's not natural for women to be that way. No. What you fail to understand is that in many cases, women show more discipline than men do when it comes to that kind of thing, where they're focused on what they're trying to do and they can get some dick and be chill. But you got guys that are supposed to be focused on their purpose, but they can't just grab some pussy every now and again and be chill. All right, so we got some more questions. Wait for J. Roman to slide back up in here. All right, hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Come here. Yeah. Close the door. All right. Anyway. All right, so we got some more questions real quick. J. Roman, you good, man? Okay, there you go. I didn't know if you was straight. All right, so real quick.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. So real quick, and I just want to, before we get to the next question, I give women free will. I give women free will because here's the thing. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to try and stop a woman from enjoying her life. If she's dating other guys outside of me and she's enjoying it, I'm not going to try and put the stop to that. Like, no, girl, do your thing. And what guys have to understand, and women also, but they're guilty of projecting their feelings on the people, or they're guilty of projecting their emotions, where just because you feel a certain way, you automatically feel entitled to that person reciprocating the exact same energy. And no, just because you caught feelings, that person is not obligated to reciprocate those same feelings to you. right? And people get mad, like, I thought we were feeling something here. Like, no, you were. Like, even with a woman, I gotta tell chicks, yo, I already told you what it was. So either you need to regulate your emotions or I gotta get rid of you. And a lot of you guys, right? That's what you gotta do. If you're dealing with a woman, assuming that you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're not crossing any of the lines, blurring the boundaries, you gotta tell women sometimes, look, I told you what it was. Either you need to get your mind right or I gotta get you up out of there. But a lot of guys ain't gonna do that because they only fucking one chick. You know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of times, and both parties do it, and
no doubt.
We, not saying me, but like parties do this where they hold somebody. I call it emotionally hostage, right? They want the other party to feel their emotion and be there with them at that time.
Emotional hijacking.
Yeah, and you can't allow that to happen. Like, I'm like when the girl says, "Hey, I love you," I had them, "Hey, I love you," and you're sitting there like, "No, I don't feel like this." Some of y'all said, yeah, I love you too. Like, and some people said, "No, I don't love you. I enjoy what we have going on, but I can't. It's not love right now." You have to do that.
Never tell me that shit again. I've told chicks that shit. Never tell me. Bro, it got to the point, like, and I'll say this all the time, like going back to high school, because it's really that infatuation. It ain't no real love, right? But I had a bunch of chicks, even in high school. It got to the point where I would put my fingers on their lips. Because when they, can I talk to you about something? And you'd be like, she about to tell me about her feelings. Fuck. And you be dreading that shit, like, man, she about to ruin this shit, man. Shit was moving smoothly. Now she about to interject her feelings in this shit and fuck it all up, right? So when she says, I got to talk to you about something, I've been thinking, and you're like, you about to tell me about how she feel about a nigga, right? So it got to the point where I was already stopping them before they finished their sentence, like, shh. If you ever tell me you love me, I got to stop fucking with you. Don't do that shit. I would, like, even as an 18-year-old, I was telling chicks that shit, right? And that's when I understood, even at that young of an age, I understood my influence then. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so I had to ask myself, when it happened a couple of times, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing that got chicks saying this shit to me? Part of it was, but there was more to it than that. There was non-sexual shit I was doing. And I didn't understand the power of that. And I didn't understand how much that energized a woman to be around a man and absorb his physical presence through non-sexual intimacy, affection. I didn't understand the potency of that at the time. I understand that shit now, which is why I warn you guys against that shit.
See, if I was to go back, I would say a much harder, not being rude, but a harsher line on that. My little go-to was, oh, love? Well, man, that's a lot of strong emotions and feelings that's in love. I don't know if I could say that, but I do have some strong feelings for you, but I just can't consider that love just yet. I ain't never really been in love. So, it wasn't drawing a line saying, nah, I am not in love. It was, I don't know. Oh, I ain't never been in love. Is that what that feeling's called? You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't have the same impact of somebody saying, hey, no, we're not going to say that. We're not there yet. We're going to keep rolling on how this arrangement is. And a lot of times some guys are afraid of the arrangement ending. So they roll with something that's ear appeasing. Right. And, and I've done that. I'm not, I've done that. I've done some ear appeasing things to try to keep that arrangement rolling in my younger days, before coming who I am now. The thing is that if you can learn these lessons now in your younger days, just think where you will be at later on and how potent your program would be for whoever's in your life.
So let's get to this question because we got a bunch of questions. And Jay Roman, I got the one. I got that one. We're gonna get to that one too.
Okay. Yep.
So he says, this girls are all looking the same to me. I can't decide who to approach. Okay, bro, come on, bro. Like I'm gonna get to his next question. Come on, bro. Yeah, like, bro, you're a grown man, bro. We're not gonna tell you bro, approach who you like, bro. God damn. So he says,
approach the one that approaches you. No,
yeah. Like, bro, so how do you handle a woman being very attractive to you?
Hold on,
one
Zach.
dress and completely unattractive in another dress? It's making me very what?
Hold on that first question.
Girlfriend or a woman you see on a regular? Who is this woman?
Zach, on that first question, I know you. I'm gonna answer that question for you, man. Like, yeah, because you know, I tell you right now, I don't be on here a lot. I don't be on the YouTube world and putting out as much stuff as I should. You know, I got some very busy days of responsibility. So I would tell you this, man. You know, these girls are all looking the same to me. I can't decide who to approach. Any advice, guys? I just approach one of them. If they all look the same to you, then just pick one and approach them. Why? You know, that's it. Approach all of them. Approach 5 of them. Approach, you know, whatever. Because approaching one is not meaning that it means anything yet. Just say hello and go from there. Get your experiences up and get your interaction up. And then after a while, go from there. But it's not about what they look like. It's about knowing yourself and what you like. And then to go from there. So that's my advice in a short way.
It's also about what they act like.
Yeah, you know, so that's what I mean by what you like is you observing what they act like, you know, move things like that. So, but yeah, man, like that's it for that question. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's hop to the next question. So he says about the one dress, bro, you got to clean up that question because you're talking about seeing a chick in 2 different dresses. Is this your girlfriend? Is this a woman that you see at the bus stop, but you're too afraid to talk to her? Because y'all just be asking these questions like we supposed to know what's going on in your mind and shit. And I can assume that when you talk to women, you talk to women the same way, where there's inconsistencies in the way that you communicate. All right, so let's go to the next question. So Miles says, what's your opinion on dating women in their 30s when biological clock is ticking? Okay, what they got to do with you though? Okay, that's one. Yeah, right. So does it make sense to adjust the timeline to account? No, you don't adjust nothing for this when continuing to vet her after she earns. No, you don't adjust nothing that you do. A woman's biological clock ain't got nothing to do with you. Like let's say Miles, let's say you're 33 years old and a woman is 30, she's also 33, and y'all start seeing each other, and she tells you, I feel like I need to have a baby by 35. Yeah, you might need to look at her and be like, and you looking behind you like you must be talking to one of them niggas behind me, because what you telling me that for? Like telling me you need to have a baby by a certain age or you feel like you need to be. None of that ain't got nothing to do with me. Because my thing is, I'm still gonna put you on the fuck buddy role. You still gonna get dick down for however long I think I need to do it. And if you ain't moving how I need you to move, none of that matters anyway. But go ahead, J-Ro.
Yeah, my thing with this question is I always felt like this. Are you dating me? Are you interested in me or your timeline? Period.
Exactly.
Like if your timeline has more influence on your movements, then ain't no need to be with me, because I'm not competing against your timeline. This interaction is timeless. Like this is it. Now, if you're concerned about having kids and stuff, that is not my fault. What you did in your past. That you come to this point and you don't have any kids. I'm not responsible for that. Those were your choices. So you're not going to force a choice on me because you're in your 30s and your clock is supposedly ticking. Like, that sounds like pussy, you chose different things. Yeah. There's plenty of women that have kids in their 20s, in their 30s. Plenty of women that got married in 20s and 30s and 40s. So my thing is like, look, we're not going to let timeline affect this, what we got going on, and we'll go from there. Now, I will say this. If you know a woman has a clock that is ticking, is she only trying to move a relationship forward because of that? And that's what you really got to think. Like, is this the only reason why you're trying to move this forward because of that? That almost make me want to make sure I go past that. I'm sometimes I can be a little petty, you know? So, you know, my thing is just, you got to stick to yourself. Don't let none of that come to the interaction. Like, oh, I got a timeline. Are we gonna be married in 5 years if we start dating? Probably not, bitch.
Let me add this. Let me add this real quick, right? Based on what he's saying. Okay, guys, here's the deal. Don't let women bring their agendas into the equation. Okay, even if you yourself want to be a father one day, you want to be married, you want to have a family, just because you're talking to a woman who's talking about a biological clock doesn't mean she's meant to be the future mother of your child. It don't mean that, right? And a lot of you guys, y'all will meet women and they'll say one or two things. They'll be like, oh, we kind of got that in common. And you'll make that shit the foundation for you. No, like you don't know this chick, right? And also, guys, you got to remember, when a woman has an agenda that's in direct opposition of yours, but yet she elects to deal with you, chances are she's going to seek to manipulate you at some point to get what she wants. I need you guys to understand that. If a woman, listen to me, if a woman has an agenda that's in direct opposition of yours and you talk her into dealing with you anyway, one, she's dealing with you reluctantly, right? She's not really wanting to do it your way. She's kind of going along for now. But what she's going to do in most cases is play the long game. And the whole time, she's going to seek to try and change your position. And in some cases, she might have to resort to manipulation to do it. So if you're dealing with a woman and she wants something that you don't want, you might have to consider not fucking with her at all.
Mm.
Just to avoid any bullshit.
You can reverse this stuff. Let's say you 30 and you want kids before you 30, 35. You the type of dude that got your whole life planned out and you realize, hey, if I have them at 35, I won't be too old when they get to this age and that age. And you go to a woman that's 30 and say, hey, listen, I'm dating serious out here. I need to date somebody and have some kids before 35. Do you think she's going to sit there if she don't really want to do that and mess with you? Shit,
exactly. She's gonna be like, you know what? Because he the type of nigga. He might not wear a condom. He might try to.
He sound like a stalker. Yeah, come on, man. So free reign out here. You gonna have to judge the same way. That's that.
Yeah, when a woman, to me, it's a red flag when a woman tell me what she's looking for. I'm looking at her like, I don't give a fuck what you looking for. because this is how I look at it. If a woman is trying to tell me what she's looking for, then I'm not what she's looking for. if you got to tell me what you're looking for, I'm not what you're looking for. Because the woman I'm looking for is a woman who's quiet and she just is grateful for the opportunity. She don't try to interject her agenda and push a narrative to make shit go her way. No, she just enjoys what's happening and she don't want to upset the apple cart. But a woman telling you she has a dating timeline, or I want to be married within this much time and all that bullshit. I'm looking at you like, well, shit. Like, let's say a chick says, I want to be married within 3 years. I'm like, well, I had a fuck buddy situation that lasted 3 years. So, you want to be married in 3 years, but you can wind up being a fuck buddy for that long if you chose to. So, and all that to say this, we're not doing anything by her timeline. Nothing. There's not even, she can't even suggest that shit to me. Like, there's no voting. It's my timeline or nothing. Yeah.
And I'll tell you guys to understand this, right? So if she comes to you with a timeline, everything's mapped out, everything's recorded, and that's nothing wrong with her for to have that. But at the same time, she's taking leadership, bro.
Yeah.
Because she is telling you the timeline of your guy's life and what is going to happen. And so it's not you that she wants this timeline with. It's just whoever's cool that she could hang with that she's going to have this timeline with, because that's her timeline. It's not something that you delegated to build together. So, but people will learn.
Yeah. And here's the thing again. And if y'all want to deal with women that clearly have an agenda, just understand that when you notice that the agenda is not in alignment with yours, you either got to do one or two things. Either not fuck with her at all or keep it strictly sexual. Don't do no extra shit. and make it clear to her that this is what it is. But you have to have the discipline of never blurring the lines and doing any non-sexual shit. Because guys, if a woman makes it clear that she's looking for a relationship or that she wants something serious, and you tell her, well, you ain't gonna get that shit from me, but if you fucking with me, this is all we doing, and she elects to fuck with you, you cannot relax and say, well, because I already told her what it is, I can just do what I want with her. If I want her to spend a night, sure, she can spend a night because I already told her what it is. No, you cannot let her spend the night. No, you cannot let her do no non-sexual shit at all because she already told you what she's looking for. And a lot of you guys, you think because you tell a woman you're not looking for something, you think you can do that shit and that she's supposed to sit there and just listen to what you said. No, she's paying attention to what you're actually doing, and you're going to have drama. How to keep a sexual relationship for turning into a boyfriend audition. Stop interjecting or introducing non-sexual shit in it if that's not what you want. Again, if that's not what you want, guys, I got to be clear on that. Because I'm not telling you not to introduce non-sexual activities in it. I'm just telling you if you're going to do that, make sure that once you do that, you're taking the relationship in a different direction. It will not stay the same. You cannot have a mostly sexual or all sexual relationship and then start introducing a bunch of non-sexual shit and think it's going to be viewed as that by the woman. It's not going to be the same anymore. So you're changing the whole dynamic of it. Just understand that that's what you're doing. So, and I know what it is, Jay Roman. There's a lot of people and women are participating in this shit too. But these situationships that people like to get themselves into, where you guys are acting like boyfriend and girlfriend, but without the commitment, right? You're not actually in a relationship. You're not telling the world that that's your girlfriend. She's not telling the world that you're her boyfriend. But y'all got this weird shit going on where it's complicated. And all of those situations, almost all of those situations, jealousy. There's jealousy. Either one or both people are overly concerned about what the other person is doing, although you guys are not in a monogamous relationship. And that's how that shit starts. From you guys, you're just fucking. You guys don't have no leadership. You have no structure. And you're kind of just going along with what's happening. And before you know it, you lost control of the situation. But we got some more questions, man. Let's go ahead and get to it before we get up out of here. So Vincent.
Yeah.
He says, I've been with my girlfriend for almost a year. Almost a year. You probably made her your girlfriend too soon. Yep. And I just got her pregnant. Yeah. I know I messed up. It's too soon, but I want to keep it. I want to keep it what I can. I do get to be a better leader. So will she believe in me? Okay, you messed up too soon, but you want to. You want her to keep it. You want her to keep it. Okay.
I've been with my girlfriend for almost a year, and I just got
when you
pregnant.
say, well, he said this, you want her to keep it.
I know I messed up too soon, but I want to.
It sounds like she don't want to keep it.
What can I do to be a better leader so she'll believe in me?
It sounds like she don't want to keep it. I know I messed up. It's too soon, but I want her to keep it. So does she want to keep it?
Yeah.
That's the first question.
There's a lot of realizations that you have to come to here.
And
pretty quickly. So, one, there's several different components here. You have to understand, children are going to change your whole life. There's a lot of stages and things that happen when it comes to children. Then on top of that, when it comes to the spouse that you have a child with. Now, if she does not want to keep this child, unfortunately, I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't a lot of stuff you can really do.
No, there's nothing you can't do.
It's nothing. I mean, you could ask her not to, but then again, where would your relationship be if she now resents you for making her? Because that's what she's going to blame you for, even though you can't make her do anything she don't want to do, but making her have this child.
Yeah,
I know guys be like, man, if I didn't want to have a child and a woman had one, I would be, yeah, dog. That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
You know,
let me say this. Let me say this real quick, J. Roman. Let me say this real quick before I forget. Let me say this, and I want to warn guys against something. Anytime you try and convince women to do something and they reluctantly agree, meaning they really don't want to do it, but for whatever reason, they reluctantly agree, you are setting yourself up to have that woman hate you. Okay. And what I mean, when I say hate you, I mean hate you. Because what happens is when women reluctantly agree to do something and it turns out bad for them, they will blame you for it. Although they made a decision to do it, but because you talked them into it, they will blame you. So whether it be getting into a relationship, whether it be being sexually exclusive, whether it be living together, whether it be having sex when a woman don't want to and you talk her into it, that too, because the women are going to feel like you took something from them, right? But also, even when it comes to having a child, okay, and Vincent Wynn, I warn you against this. If you get emotional about it and you try to talk her into it, and she reluctantly agrees to have that child, what you could find yourself on the other side of is a woman who leaves you and that child, and she just dips because she thought she might be there for a couple years, and she thought she could do it, and she tried to do it because she tried to make you happy, thinking that would make her happy, but she don't want to be a mother, right? And there's a lot of guys in that situation where they have custody of their children because they wanted a family and the woman was reluctant and she did it anyway, only for her to decide later, I really don't want to do this. And now you playing Mr. Mom and shit because you're trying to make women do shit they don't want to do. So just make sure that if she already told you that she don't want that child, bro, leave her be and let her make that decision for herself. That's my advice to you.
I'm gonna say this to you because I'm gonna tell you to get some coaching from Zach here, because this is a loaded question. Your question contains what type of leader you are now, how you guys got into your relationship, how is she feeling about this pregnancy? Does she seem like she wants to have this child or not? What type of belief does she have in you now? And you say, what can I do to be a better leader so she believe in me? Well, what type of leader are you now? I'm never going to ask you to be a superhero.
Yeah.
We are human beings. You know, as men, we step up in a lot of ways and we have to lead in all situations. That is the default for me. It's not something you put on extra. So what type of leader are you now when it comes to your guys' relationship?
Well, he's not a very good one.
And if she doesn't have any belief in you, because that's the question you're asking, so she believes in me, so which makes me assume she doesn't have much belief in you now. Does she not believe in you because you're not being a good leader, or she looks at your relationship and say we're young?
He needs to ask another question because
we're young or something. I would say this, man, Vincent. Call if you don't go get coaching, call next week early in the show and let's talk this out, because there's a lot of other questions that's in this. You know, all is possible and can be done, but at the same time, we need to know a lot more information to give you great advice.
So let me say this, and Vincent Wynn, because I'm familiar with his name.
Okay,
he's familiar with my content. He's familiar with the other fellas' content for at least a couple years. So the fact that you made a woman your girlfriend in less than a year and you got her pregnant within that same time frame means you've been hitting it raw. Bro, and so when I said your leadership is bad, this is what I mean by your leadership is bad. Like, why you, in less than a year of knowing a woman, she's already pregnant with your child. In less than a year of knowing her, she's already pregnant with your child. There's bad leadership because now, bro, this situation, and we don't know your situation completely, but based on what you're saying, you was like, I know I messed up. So, but see, here's the thing, and the fact that you say I know I messed up, basically what you're saying is I allowed my horniness, I allowed my feelings, and I allowed my emotions to get me here. I just ran with my emotions. I threw caution to the wind. I threw logic and pragmatism to the wind, and I just ran with my feelings. And the woman, she don't have no sense because we don't know the story, right? I'm just going on based on what you said. Let's say for the sake of argument that she don't want to keep the baby. Why the fuck is she having unprotected sex and letting you skeet in her then? So you see how you have two people that don't know what they're doing, and the one person that's supposed to be the leader, the one person that's supposed to be the fail-safe to make sure the relationship doesn't go down a road that could potentially go down is the man. You're the leader. No matter how good it feel to have unprotected sex, no matter how much she wants it, you got to be like, it ain't the time. It ain't the time. It ain't the time right now. Because if you was to get pregnant accidentally, right, it ain't the time. I'm not ready to be a father, and you're not ready to be a mother. We're not ready to bring a child into this earth under these conditions, and I don't have the proper leadership or structure as a man to guide a family, because I can't even guide myself or my dick because I should have put a condom on that motherfucker. I'm just saying, bro. And hopefully there's a happy ending to your story with this chick. Hopefully, whatever that means. But guys, you do not want to have children with babies, and you don't want to have babies with, you don't want to have children with women, and there's uncertainty in your situation. You need to have a solid foundation. Like, so let's go back to your, I'm going in on this one. I gotta go in, bro. Me being a father and all of that. Because guys, I've been there. I've had the oops, fuck, she's pregnant. I've been there. But I've also got married and actually planned it out, where we planned everything out. And the child's upbringing and the safety and all that shit that the child has is different when you plan that shit out, and the woman is 100% invested and you're 100% invested, and she's dying to be a mother, not only a mother to a child, but to your child, right? It's different, right? Now, back to you. When a woman gets pregnant, bro, by a man, and there's uncertainty, she's gonna be scared. She's gonna be hella scared, right? Hella scared. And if there's any type of trepidation in your leadership, she's probably gonna be mad at you. She's probably gonna be a little mad at herself. Yeah, she's gonna be a little mad at herself, like, how did I let this motherfucker do this? But she's gonna be super mad at you because she expects you to fix it. And sometimes that's an impossibility. But sometimes when women allow their emotions to get the better of them, and because you're not checking, she expects you to be better. Right there, well said. She expects you to be better than the both of them and to talk her off the ledge. But you didn't talk her off the ledge. You grabbed her hand and jumped over that motherfucker with her. So she's gonna blame you. She's gonna blame you, bro. She's gonna blame you. And here's the thing, and I wish Vincent was there, but I wish Vincent was still here because, bro, it's a lot going on. But let's get to the next question because we gotta get ready to wrap this shit up.
I tell him to call in next week. Call in next week, man, because I want to hear you say the details for this, because you're right, Zach. Like this is a loaded. There's a lot of parts in this question, and then my thing is, why would you want to bring why would you want to bring a child into a home where y'all don't believe in each other?
That's what I'm saying. Poor child. I'm looking at the child like, man, y'all gonna fuck up that baby.
And I know people are like, oh, they'll find their way and stuff like that. No,
bro.
There's look. There's, when it comes to children and legacy, I feel a certain way. I just want you to call next week, man. Call in early. Don't wait to the end. Call in early.
Yeah, and we can't, guys. And again, it's the pot calling the kettle black. I've had children out of wedlock, and I had the oops, you pregnant? Fuck, Carrie, I'm late. Shit, right? So I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just saying, for all you guys that don't have any kids, guys, I'm telling you, if you have a child by a woman and y'all really aren't meant to be together, and y'all end up apart and y'all have to raise that child under 2 different roofs, bro, you're gonna feel like you're living in hell. Especially if you actually care about that child and you actually want to be in that child's life. Bro, don't do that to yourself. Right? You got to be careful who you impregnate. It's one thing for you to fuck up and you get all emotional and your feelings get hurt and all that. You can get over that. You can get past that. But when you start bringing kids into the world and shit, now you're including other lives in your mess. That's how I look at it, in your mess. And again, I'm guilty of it too. So I'm not judging nobody. Right? So Devontae says, how do you handle a woman throwing wrenches in the conversation? I don't know what you mean, bro. You got to ask, guys, when y'all ask questions.
Wrench in the conversation.
Yeah, is that like you talking to one woman and then a second woman is like, what do you mean? Like so anyway, so let's go to this question right here. We're gonna
what's a wrench in the conversation?
Yeah, bro. Y'all gotta ask complete questions so we know what you're talking about. So he says, how do you deal with both my female bosses harassing me at work? One touched my butt without my consent. Anyway, I unfortunately have sexual tension with both of them.
Whatever.
Bruh, if she touched your butt,
how you want to deal with it, man? Like, how you want to deal with it? Like,
tell her to stop. Tell her don't touch my buttocks. Don't touch my buttocks.
I'm not your body. Like tell her to stop. Hey,
that's gonna cost you overtime, and I ain't talking about money. Next time she touch her, that's gonna cost you overtime, and I ain't talking about money.
Well, see, that's advanced level. I caution myself when talking to people about work, because work can get you twisted up. This is your livelihood. This is how you put money on the table. You got 2 female bosses, so that means there's security. I mean, not security, but supervisors. So, this is something you don't want, like the same situation. Like if you don't want it, what type of job you got where you can go above that person and say, hey, I need to work somewhere different. This, I don't want nothing to be done, but move me or something. Like my thing is, don't play with your livelihood.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, I wouldn't deal with it. And I would say this: you do not really want to be having sex with females that tell you what to do at work. You really don't, because your male ego ain't gonna handle that when you get back to work. Because the way you fucking her, you was telling her what to do in the bedroom. Now at work, she's telling you what to do. You looking at her like, bitch, who the fuck? But she's your boss. So in some cases, that could be a conflict of interest where now your ego is getting in the way because you don't like the way she talked to you. After she called you daddy last night. Like she called me daddy last night, and now she's telling me, do this before I write you up. I already told you.
That's the least. That's the least of the issue. You're talking about she mad at you outside because she wants you to come over and you say you can't. Now at work, you get the raw end of the stick and you can't tell nobody.
Exactly. And that's the thing, guys. And this is why, and I would say this: if you're not disciplined and you're not really good with women and you're not really good with not only checking your emotions, but mitigating the woman, like fucking at work could be the worst thing. Because are you going to be cool with the new guy when the new guy comes into the building? You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden she giving that guy her attention. Or you going to be cool with the fact that there might be another chick you might got your eye on, but the chick is throwing wrenches in that shit because she don't like the fact that you took your little 15-minute break with a new bitch. Like all kinds of shit can happen at work. All kinds of shit. And most guys, you're not prepared. Like most guys don't know how to navigate that where you won't lose your fucking job. You can lose your job easily. Easily doing that shit.
Yeah.
God, easily, bro. Like, let me say this.
Or you could turn it into a promotion. I don't know. Like this
I mean, you could, but that's
how much is your job?
That's a whole other conversation where you be like, then if you're gonna do this, you might as well make it count. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
if you're gonna do it, you might as well make it count. So
I can really take you down if I have my own office,
bro. It's right there. And to me, it makes no sense for me to fuck someone that's higher than me that can't do nothing for me. Like why would I fuck you then? Like why would I fuck a chick who's can do some things, but I'm not trying to influence that. I'm trying to influence that. Like it makes
I'll tell
no
you
sense.
right now, you work at a very unprofessional place.
There you go. Yeah, but touching butts and shit.
Both
Like,
of
yeah,
them. You got sexual tensions with both of your bosses.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. But guys, look, the thing. Let me see. That's the last question.
They taking a bet on who can take you down. That's what's up. They got a bet on who can take you down.
Who can take you down? Or because I got a client, or I had a client. He had that situation where there was 2 chicks at work, and they were kind of vying for his attention. But it wasn't so much about them wanting his dick. It was about one chick was like, no, he's my boy toy to get attention from. He's not your boy toy to get attention from.
Yeah.
So sometimes it could be just literally that, where one chick, like they're marking their territory, not because they want to fuck you. Like you're the work husband guy. You're the guy I talk to and get attention from. If you're getting attention, if another woman is getting your attention, then I'm not getting the attention I want. So sometimes it could be that where they're battling just for your attention. Like, bro, have you ever been in a club and there's 2 chicks in the club and you don't know none of them bitches, but one is pulling you in either direction? You got 2 chicks that you just met both of them tonight, and you're maybe dancing with one, and one is behind you trying to pull you away from the other one. You ever had that shit happen?
Yeah.
When you're talking to a chick, the other one is whispering to you, leave that bitch alone and come over here with me.
You dance with one, and then the other one walk by, and they slide their hand on your back or something. You know, you look like, oh, okay, like I see you. I see you too. I see you too.
Or you dancing with a chick, and she's standing right there and just staring at you the whole time.
Yeah.
Like making faces at you and shit. Like, bitch, move around.
You can't even really groove now. You grooving like you mad to be grooving next to the chick. Like, oh, she just rubbing up on me. I ain't rubbing up on her.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get both for y'all. I was too greedy, man.
I'm trying to, and that's exactly how a player would look at it. I'm trying to dig both of y'all. I'm trying to get both of y'all.
I'm too greedy.
I'm trying to get both of y'all. So when they pulling on you, like I'm in my mind, I'm working. How can I make this shit happen without this one getting jealous about this one and vice versa? I'm plotting. Like, how can I make it go down?
And I used to bounce. So I used to, man, you know, the bouncers always find friends that like each other and share with each other, because
see,
it's
the key.
It's a lot to bounce. Yeah, it's a lot to bounce. People be bouncing in clubs. It's a lot to do. I ain't gonna lie, it's some work. So don't think it ain't work. But
did y'all hear what Jay Roman just said?
It's nice time.
He gave away, and if I'm not gonna repeat it, they gotta remind it. He just gave away a gem on how to get one night stands popping with chicks you just met.
Yeah.
He just gave away a gem.
So
he gave away a gem. On that note,
I gotta cut. Do some things. Let's get out of here.
All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Jay Roman, you got anything going on, fam?
Nah, man, I ain't got nothing going on. I ain't got nothing going on. I ain't gonna sit here. And before I would say, hey, I'm trying to do this or do that, but I can't even do that right now. So I'm telling y'all, I love being on this show. Catch me on this show. My channel is real dry. I'll let y'all know it's real dry. Ain't a lot on there. I don't have the same time that I used to even begin doing it. I got a lot of stuff going on personally in I don't want to say my real life, but in life period that I do. So, when I can dedicate more time, I will. But, I definitely set time aside for this. I appreciate Zach for having me on. And, I appreciate y'all listening to and subscribing and coming in and listening and allowing me to rock. So appreciate that.
There you go. I think that's one of the rare times we got through all of the questions for the most part. It's one of the rare times, right? So shout out to everyone who asked the questions. Shout out to Jillian, Jazzy Jazz, and Nikki. The ladies bringing the estrogen in the building. I love it. Right?
Oh yeah, tomorrow, real game, no theory.
Yeah, and shout out to all the moderators. Shout out to you, Jay Roman. Appreciate you. We'll see Miles next week, and shout out to Coach Justin as well. Guys, how to keep a sexual relationship from turning into a boyfriend audition. Keep it fun, keep it simple, keep it light, and keep it sex. Keep it sex. Like, share, and subscribe. Real Game No Theory tomorrow, 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern. Peace, we out.